Hey everyone, thank you so much for pressing play. So if you follow me on Instagram, then you know that this week marked 5 years since Sean proposed to me. So we thought it would be cool just to talk about how he felt when he was about to propose.
Definitely nerve-wracking. Only because it's, you get all the butterflies and the excitement leading up to the moment, wanting everything to be right, not getting, stage fright or getting down on one knee and tripping instead of smoothly getting down on one knee or getting down on one knee and saying, "Will you let him do that?"
And then I'm like, what?
Exactly, but actually clearly stating what I'm asking. So a lot of the thoughts that ran through my mind were definitely, let me just take you back, because the original intent of that night, minus the proposal, would have happened anyway. We were going to Bible study. That's where we met, and that meant a lot to me. So to propose to her there was like the Lord using that to come full circle with how he would join us together for the rest of our time in ministry, in marriage, which is a ministry. But also it was just a great illustration of where we've come. So A-Life carried on that night. Bridget was responsible for doing the media. So you would put the songs on the screen, and she had the PowerPoint ready for the person that was delivering the message for that night. Shout out to him. You know who you are. He still lets me know to this day that his message was overshadowed. But praise be to the Lord, because it was a great night. His message was received, and it also manifested into people being able to witness another one of his wonderful fruits, which is that next step into marriage. So I proposed. I'll even explain to you how I got there. So my car was out of commission. So I was still taking the train back and forth from North Jersey, being that I was working, and I was taking the train back and forth. And so on that train ride, sweating bullets. I remember I had called her mom, telling her that I was about to do it, and I just, sitting there thinking to myself, if I get jacked, they're going to make off with this ring. So I was trying to be real cool, like, no one would have thought, this guy's got a diamond ring in his pocket. I'm about to get him. So I was just trying to play as cool as and calm and collected as I could. And Banks has to play with his toy right now. So I had already orchestrated sort of how I wanted it to play out. Our youth ministry leader, I made him aware that those were my plans. So he was in on it. A good friend of mine who does photography, he was in on it. And so I remember having him kind of play into my thought process, being that we were just going to sort of take pictures after the night of worship, and we were going to use those photos to sort of spread the word around that we do those Bible studies. Maybe our presence on Facebook, our presence on the website, presence on other forms of social media. So everyone was taking pictures and stuff. So I actually asked Bridget, hey, do you want to take a picture with me for the A-Life site? And of course, we were already courted. There's my girl. Of course, she wanted to take a picture with me. So I decided to act all silly. I'm like, come on, let's take a picture. And I'm like making weird faces. And my wife should be the first to tell you which side is her good side. And if I'm acting silly in a picture, we got to do it over. So I already knew she was going to tell me, can you just please take a normal picture? So I'm acting silly in the photo. And she's like, can you just, come on, stop playing. Take a regular picture. So I said, okay. How's this? And then I got down on one knee.
And I was like, wait, what? What's happening right now? Wait, what? Is it happening right now? clue.
So, yeah, I vaguely remember everything because everything sped up in that moment. I definitely remember saying something along the lines of seasons change, and I was ready for our season to change. Ooh, that's a word. But I popped the question. So it was definitely a night I'll never forget, and I was feeling everything, emotions that I hadn't felt before. That love definitely grows, and as I got closer to Bridget, that had already been budding. But in the moment where you're on that knee, you're like, everything's sort of like, you wish time would just freeze, but instead time sort of speeds up. And I remember asking her, do you even remember what I was saying? She was like, no. And I was like, me either. And I had asked her dad. I sat down with her dad a little while prior to that, maybe a day or two before. I had him record a message to us, and I actually got that played on the screen. And,
that was a good touch.
It was definitely
that was sweet.
It was definitely a great night. I will tell you one thing that, since she asked me how did I feel that night, one thing that almost really gave me a heart attack. So like I was telling you, Bridget, she projects the songs and stuff on the wall and has the PowerPoint ready for whoever's doing the work. So I actually had someone sitting with her. He was actually being trained by her. And in the midst of that, he was also responsible for playing the video and all that. So long story short, she was catching on that something was up. And I was like, oh, no.
Because the words were taking long to go up. So I was like, oh, maybe he needs help. So I said, I think he needs help. Let me go up and help him.
She could not see that screen.
And when I walked up there, I saw a picture of us. And I was like, why does he have a picture of us? And I went back and told Sean, I was like, it's so weird. He has a picture of us on his laptop.
Me, anyone that knows me, I'm pretty chill. So in my head, I'm freaking out. But she comes back and says that to me. And I'm just like, oh, no, he's good. He's good.
And I didn't put two and two together at all. I really was like, that's weird. Why is he?
And I said, you have so many pictures of us on there. Maybe he clicked the wrong thing.
Yeah,
we all do that.
Did say that. That was a good one.
But so that was tense. But we made it through, and the rest is history. So 5 years of actual marriage coming up next year, but the proposal just happened. So it was definitely a moment we took to just reflect back, and we wanted to share it with you guys. So
yes, so I pray that it blesses someone in some way. Thank you so much for pressing play. Bye.
Peace. Oh, by the way, husbands to be, I encourage you as you prepare for your own proposals. There's nothing wrong with planning things out. There's nothing wrong with the plan not going according to plan. Let everything just play out as God intends it. May His will be done. At the end of the day, she's going to say yes, Lord willing. And you guys will begin the first step in ultimately what's more important, which is your marriage.
Amen.
Bye.
That's how you end. Okay, bye.